Welcome back to the channel. We're back with a PlayStation Commander deck profile for Jin Sakai Ghost of Tsushima. For one, a white, a blue, and a black, you get a 2/4 with whenever Jin Sakai deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and whenever a creature you control attacks a player, that's each of your opponents, so you could give it to 3 different creatures, they gain either double strike or unblockable. We already did Jin Sakai in a more powerful setting of the deck. This one's a bit more budget friendly, coming in at just under $150, because that tends to be like more so what I build in real life. But if you guys want a more powerful version of the deck, definitely check that out on the channel as well. But let's get into this one card by card. Starting us off with Ancestral Katana. Whenever Samurai or Warrior you control attacks alone, pay 1. If you do attach your Ancestral Katana to it, equip creatures +2/+1. This way, Jin Sakai gets up to being a 4/5. He is a Samurai after all. Giving him that double strike on top of that is going to be super helpful, making sure that he could deal some commander damage in order to get the elimination of each opponent potentially. Arcane Signet for some mana. Binadasa, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. If the creature is unblockable, we're going to get to draw a card, but if your opponent's not going to block the creature, you're able to give a double strike so you get to draw 2 cards instead. You can also make your opponent's creatures attack this turn if able during their turn for the 2 mana. This way they don't have anything to block with in the first place, so you get that double strike off and get to draw some cards. Blackblade Reforged, equip creatures +1/+1 for each land you control. We're going to be having a lot of lands, hopefully. Only cost 3 to equip it to Jin Sakai. Once again, another way to give that double strike, deal a lot of damage to our opponent. This way we have a way to win the game. Bloodforged Battle Axe, equip creatures +2/+0. Another way to get that commander damage up on Jin Sakai. And whenever equipped creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of Bloodforged Battle Axe. If we're able to give the creatures double strike, that's going to be a lot of copies of Bloodforged Battle Axe. This way, equip them all onto a creature, give that creature double strike, give that creature unblockable. That's going to be a lot of damage that our opponent's not going to be able to do anything about, except for have removal, of course. Champion's Helm, equip creatures +2/+2. As long as the equipped creature is legendary, has hexproof. Jin Sakai's legendary, so he'll be getting that hexproof off of this as well. Also, that stat line is nice, but just the protection is mostly what we're going for with this card. Felwar Stone for some additional mana. Genji Glove, equip creatures double strike. Sometimes we want to attack with multiple creatures, so giving that Genji Glove is going to be helpful. And whenever a quick creature attacks, if it's a first combat, get an extra combat phase with just that creature. You only untap that creature, but that tends to be pretty helpful for you because you have a lot of attack alone abilities with this deck. And that'll allow them to get double strike and unblockable thanks to Jin Sakai's ability. Lightning Grease. We want to make sure creatures can attack the turn they come down. This way we're able to swing at each opponent. Being able to swing at each opponent will allow us to give double strike, unblockable, all that fun stuff, all those benefits from dealing damage to our opponent that we like to see. Mask of Memory, whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, once again, whether it's unblocked or double strike to get this ability twice, you may draw 2 cards, discard a card while you're at it. But overall, drawing 4, discarding 2 when your creature is double strike, that tends to be worth it. Mask of Riddles, equip creature has fear, making it harder to block that creature. And whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, or you may draw a card. You don't have to, in case your opponent has shouldered or something like that. But once again, no way to benefit our creatures. They're already going to be unblockable thanks to the fear. Give them that double strike, draw the 2 cards. Ninja's Blades, job select, you get a 1/1 creature token. This way we're getting something else to swing in with other than just Jin Sakai. Equip creatures +1/+1, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, discard a card. Then that player loses life equal to discard card's mana value. We don't have really too many high mana value things. We have a 7 and a couple 6s, but that's really about it. Good way to deal some damage to your opponent. You get to do it twice if you give your creature double strike, so tends to be pretty helpful. And you do have to deal the combat damage, so if you have to make the creature unblockable, you have to do that too. Quiet as Spike, equip creature's Death Touch. Your opponent tends not to want to block things with Death Touch, especially if they have a double strike, because That gives them the first strike for the first hit, and then the second hit, we just get to, live either way. So they have to block, if you swing with Jin Sakai, they have to block with at least 3 creatures. And if we're giving him the stat boost, even more. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life rounded up. So, also a really good benefit. They're not going to lose half their life. They're going to lose half their starting life total and half of what they have left. Not their full life total, unfortunately. Soul Ring for some additional mana. Swiftfoot Boots. Once again, we want to give our creatures haste. We want to make sure they're able to attack, and we want that layer of protection on them. Sword of the Animus, really good card. Really worth the $8 that you're spending to put this into the budget. Because whenever a creature attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. You get to do it twice if you give your creature double strike. You get to do it once if you make your creature unblockable. Key to the Vault. This is one I feel like I missed putting in like the first video. Whenever a quick creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards on the top of your library. Exile a non-land card from among them, put the rest on the bottom, and you may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. We're trying to deal combat damage to our opponent, so getting a lot of stuff for free is going to be really fun to do. Especially if we could give our creature double strike, do this twice, and we give Jin Sakai all like those stat boosts. That's going to be even more. Dawn Vessel. Someone did point out in the comment section we were missing some maximum hand size things. They are going to be helpful because we have a lot of draw power in these decks. Like, sometimes you don't necessarily need to keep 20 cards in your hand because you get decision paralysis, but it is nice to have the options. Wayfarer's Bauble, another way for some additional mana. Whisper Still Cloak, creatures can't be blocked and has Shroud. The Shroud is going to be a little bit harmful towards like all these equipments that you have in this deck is the only thing. So just be careful about equipping this too soon, but making it unblockable is going to be helpful. Plus, that Shroud is going to be helpful to make sure opponents can't target it. For our creatures, we have Archpriest of Shadows. Backup ones give a +1/+1 creature and our creatures the following abilities of Death Touch. Whenever this creature deals combat damage, just for a turn now, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or battle, which I don't know anyone who runs battles anymore, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Good way to recur our creatures from the graveyard. We can either do 2 or sometimes even 4. Like if we have this and Jin Sakai both swing in different opponents. No one's going to block them because they have that Death Touch and double strike. So bring back 4 of your creatures. I think that's pretty worth it. Then Capation Paragon, First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, or an equipment costs 1 less cast. This version of the deck we have a lot of equipments in, so being able to cast them for a little bit less is going to be helpful. Nexus and Melodus can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. Another way to make sure we're getting that damage in, especially by giving him double strike, make sure you deal damage twice for his secondary ability. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, exile top card of that player's library, gain life equal to that card's mana value until end of turn. You may cast that card, spend mana of any type to cast it. Pretty useful ability. Demir Card Purse, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card, you draw a card, making your opponent discard 2, drawing 2 if we get this double strike, or even making them discard 1 and drawing 1. Both are useful abilities if we're able to make this unblockable or give it double strike. Both are pretty useful. Drana, Liberator of Malakir, flying, first strike, pretty easy to make sure it's dealing that damage. Whenever Danta, nope, it's not Danta. Danta was a card earlier. Whenever Drana deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on each attacking creature you control. So, by having that first strike, it'll make it so that it deals the damage, puts those +1/+1 counters, and everything else does their damage. Unless they also have double strike, of course. Fallen Shinobi, really fitting card, just flavor-wise as well. But its ability is also really useful, because whenever Fallen Shinobi deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top 2 cards of their library, and you may cast those cards without paying their mana cost. Really easy way to steal a couple good cards from our opponent. You could also play those cards, it's not cast those cards, so you could steal your opponent's lands if you didn't hit your land drops. Grazilox, Illithid Scholar, whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, it may return to its owner's hand. This way our creatures don't necessarily get removed. And whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Double Strike allows us to do it. Unblockable allows us to do it. We like both those things. Iron Soul Enforcer. Whenever this or your commander attacks alone, return target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. It involves attacking, not dealing damage, so you don't get the benefit off the Double Strike with this. But if you're able to make both of them unblockable, yeah, that allows you to get those artifacts back from your graveyard. Kamiz Obscura Oculus. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn. So we could give it double strike since it already can't be blocked. Don't need to give it unblockable. It connives and choose another attacking creature with lesser power. That creature gains double strike till end of turn. So yeah. Give the creature giving unblockable double strike with Jin Sakai and give the creature giving double strike unblockable with Jin Sakai. All this is going to add up to a lot of damage to our opponent's face. Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel. Flash flying whenever Malcolm deals combat damage to a player. Put a chorus counter on it, draw a card, discard a card. We're dealing that twice since we're going to give double strike. And then if there are 4 more chorus counters, which we're able to do in 2 turns rather than the 4 that we were able to do earlier, counters on Malcolm, you may cast a discard card without paying its mana cost. That's going to be really beneficial for us. Metamai, the Ageless flying, whenever this card deals combat damage to a player, take an extra turn, tends to be pretty useful. Because that's 2 extra turns you're taking. You can't attack during your extra turns. This creature can't attack during your extra turns, unfortunately. But still, taking 2 extra turns normally is all you need to win with this deck. Nashi, Moon Sage Scion. When he deals combat damage to a player, so you get to do it twice. Exile top card of each opponent's library. He's basically a Tali, just in a different color combination. But you have to put in life instead of just getting it for free. Prosperous Thief. Whenever one or more ninja or rogue you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. We have quite a few ninjas, we have quite a few rogues, so making them unblockable, giving them double strike, that could be a lot of treasure tokens that add up. Pure Steel Paladin. Whenever equipment you control enters, draw a card. We have a lot of equipment, so being able to cast them is going to be helpful for us. And equipment you control costs 0 as long as they're 3 or more artifacts, which tends not to be hard to do, especially if we had, I can't think of the name of the card. Oh, Bloodforged Battle Axe. Give our creature double strike, create 2 more copies. We're in business. Shadow Mage Infiltrator. Fear. This creature can't be blocked except by artifact creatures or black creatures. And then whenever Shadow Mage Infiltrator deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. A lot of draw power, giving it double strike because it's basically unblockable already. Squall Seed Mercenary. Whenever a group creature you control attacks alone, gains double strike. Sometimes we only have 1 creature to attack with, so that does come in handy, but we're giving stuff double strike with Jin Sakai instead. And whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, recur a creature with mana value 3 or less, getting our Pure Steel Paladins, our Shadow Mage Infiltrators, our Malcolms, our Grazzlocks back from their graveyard, and getting to do a whole bunch with them. Starwinder. This creature you control deals combat damage. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards, giving our creatures double strike. We could potentially deck ourselves out, so be careful. Summon Primal Odin. When it enters, destroy a creature an opponent controls. But on the next turn, if this is able to attack, this creature gains. When this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. They're going to let us do it because it's going to be unblockable thanks to Jin Sakai. Thief of Sanity. Whenever Thief of Sanity deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of that player's library, one of them face down, rest in your graveyard, look at that card as long as it remains exiled, and you can cast it, not for free, but you have to spend mana of any color. And Unstoppable Slasher. Another creature with Death Touch, giving it double strike, going to be super helpful, because whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they lose half their life rounded up. That's going to be they're going to be at a quarter of their life, essentially. Then for our enchantments, we have Aqueous Form. Another way to make our creature unblockable. This way we give the creatures double strike and not have to worry so much about the unblockable ability with Jin Sakai. Coastal Piracy. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. You may. This way, in case your opponent has children, you're good. But giving it double strike, giving it unblockable, makes it so that we're definitely drawing those cards. Or a couple cards. Combat Research. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Same thing as Coastal Piracy, just on one creature. And as long as enchanted creature is legendary, it gets +1/+1, ward 1. A little bit of protection on top of that. Imposter Syndrome, really good card for this deck. I know we're keeping this budget, and this is almost a $10 card, and there's definitely other cards you can be running. But this one, it just fits not like it fits the deck really well. It just works in the deck really well. Whenever another non-token creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary, and copies of all creatures, potentially 2 copies of each of our creatures. We're doubling up, we're tripling up. And then whenever a creature you control, and then Reconnaissance Mission, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Once again, potentially drawing 2 if we give a double strike. Definitely 1 if we're able to give it unblockable. Then for our instance, we have an offer you can't refuse for a counterspell for a counterspell, T-Spark for some removal, Dovin's Veto for another counterspell. I didn't realize how expensive counterspells were until I started building this, and I was just like, oof, it's eating into our budget. Generous Gift for some removal, Mortify for some removal, Negate for another counterspell, Path to Exile for some removal, Stroke of Midnight for some removal, Source of Plashes for some removal, and Void Rend for some removal. We like removal, we like countering spells. That's countering spells is our form of protection for this set, because those are even more expensive. For the lands, we have nothing really too special. I know that we're able to put in some more expensive lands, just because we were able to keep the deck pretty budget. We were even able to put in where was it? Godless Shrine, the shock land. For sorceries, you have Austere Command for a board wipe, Damn for either a removal or a board wipe if you have the 4 mana, which you intend to have. Feed the Swarm for some removal, Open the Armory for some surge power for our best artifacts. Probably Bloodforged Battle Axe for me searching out. Savine's Reclamation for some more recursion. We have a lot of cheap creatures, so getting them back, making sure you can attack our opponents can be super helpful. Vindicate for some more removal, and then Rid of Return for some more recursion. Overall, though, really liking Jin Sakai there as a commander. He's probably going to be my top commander out of the ones from PlayStation Commander's Secret Lairs. But leave your thoughts down there in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.